This question can be taken as one of the most beautiful questions of JEE Main 2022. The question is, suppose a class has 7 students. The average marks of these students in the mathematics exam is 62 and their variance is 20. A student fails in the examination if he or she gets less than 50 marks. Then in worst case, the number of students can fail is. As I have always promised that my solutions will be always crystal clear. Therefore, for doing this question, first I will tell you some basic things. According to me, this is a JEE advanced level statistics question. But for crystal clarity, first I will explain few basic things also. In the beginning, I will explain you what the standard deviation indicates about a data. I know that most of you must be knowing that what the standard deviation of a data indicates. Still, for clarity purpose, I am telling you. For example, suppose there is a batsman A and batsman B. Suppose the average run made by batsman A and batsman B after playing say 100 matches is same. Suppose average runs made by batsman A in 100 matches is say 50 and average of batsman B is also 50. But does only average indicates upon the performance of batsman A and batsman B? That is, I mean to say, can I judge the quality of batsman A and batsman B with the help of average only? No. Suppose A is always making near about every time number of runs equal to 50 only. For example, in one match he make 45 runs, in other match he makes 58 runs, in third match he makes 54 runs, in next match he makes 56 runs, and in next match he makes 41 runs, and so on. You can see every time he is making near about 50 runs. But let us take the case of batsman B. Suppose in one match he makes 98 runs, in next match he makes 71 runs, in next match he makes 2 runs, in next match he makes 0 run, in next match he makes 105 runs, and so on up to 100 matches. Agreed, both A and B have same average marks, but you can say reliability of A is more. B is not a rebel batsman. He may make a lot of runs in some match, and in other match he may make very less runs. And here the word standard deviation comes into play. Standard deviation of this data will be less, standard deviation of this data will be more. That is, you can see the word deviation. This deviation word indicates. Actually, there are so many ways of calculating the deviation, but standard deviation is most popular. That is, standard deviation indicates the variability of numbers in the data. If variability of numbers in the data is less, it means standard deviation will be less. If variability of numbers in the data is more, it means standard deviation will be more. I know that most of you must be knowing about it, but still, for crystal clarity purpose, I have told you this thing. And a very interesting thing I will tell in last also, that instead of variance 20, had he told variance at least 20, the question would have become even more interesting. But first I will do this question. Suppose the marks of 7 students are x1, x2, x3 up to x7. According to the given information, x1 plus x2 plus x3 up to x7 by 7 is equal to 62 and variance equal to 20. Let us write it as x bar, and variance equal to 20 implies that x1 minus 62 whole square plus x2 minus 62 whole square up to x7 minus 62 whole square upon 7 is equal to 20. This means x1 minus 62 whole square plus x2 minus 62 whole square up to x7 minus 62 whole square equal to 7 into 20. Suppose I say in this examination, out of these 7 students, can anybody score 100 marks? Note that x1, x2, x3 up to x7 satisfy this condition and this condition only. There is no any third condition. And if I say, can any student score 100 marks? I will say no. It's not possible for any student to score 100 marks under the given information that average marks is 62 and variance is 20. Because if I take, say, marks of first student as 100, that is x1 equal to 100, then obviously this equation will become impossible, because in that case it is 38 square plus some positive quantity plus some positive quantity and some positive quantity equal to 144, and 38 square plus some positive quantities equal to 140 is not possible, in which it means it is not possible that some student has scored 100 marks under the given information. Agreed that this equation is possible for x1 equal to 100, but because x1, x2, x3 up to x7 have to satisfy this condition also, and according to this condition 100 marks is not possible for any student. Similarly, if I ask, out of these students, is it possible that some student has scored 20 marks? No, it is also not possible, because if I take, say, x1 equal to 20, even then left hand side will be having a term 52 square and right hand side is only 140, therefore it is not possible. And he is telling us to discuss in worst possible case. Worst possible case means maximum how many students can fail. First of all, let me see whether some student can fail in this exam or not. Clearly, he will fail if he gets 49 or less marks. And let us see whether it is possible for some student to score 49 marks. The question may arise in your mind that why I am not checking about 48 or 47. In those cases also the student can fail. Why I am discussing the case of 49 marks only? Because he is telling us in worst case number of students can fail. Even then the situation would not have been clear to you that what is the connection between taking 49 marks and the situation of worst case. That you will understand afterwards. Let me start with the case of 49 marks. Now let me see whether it is possible for some student to score 49 marks. Say x1 is 49. In that case, it will become 49 minus 62 whole square plus that is 169 plus clearly this equation is again not possible because all these terms are positive and it is 169. Hence, there is no any student who can score 49 marks in this. Obviously, 48 marks is also not possible because in the case of 48 marks, it will become 14 square, that will be 196. That is, there is no student who can score, there is no student who can score 49 or less marks. That is, every student must have scored more than 49 marks. That is, you can say every student must have passed the examination. But because I want to make the solution crystal clear and I have to tell you the meaning of the word in worst case also, therefore let me change the situation. Had he told that the variance given to you is 50, then the same question would have become 50 into 7, 50 into 7 and 50 into 7. Note that I have changed the situation of variance only. All other information I am supposing that is same. Now clearly it is possible that some student has got 49 marks. Means it is sure that at least one student can fail. And now see about worst possible case. Worst possible case means maximum how many students can get fail. Note that x1, x2, x3 up to x7 have to be such that this condition is also satisfied and this condition is also satisfied. Worst possible case means maximum how many students can score 49 or less number of marks. First, let us see maximum how many students can get 49 marks. Agreed, if I take 169 on this side, then I will get x2 minus 62 whole square, x3 minus 62 whole square up to x7 minus 62 whole square equal to minus 169. Note that in this part, I'm supposing that marks can be in decimal also. That is, it is also possible that marks are in the form of 78.3 etc. And second thing I'm supposing is that negative marks is also possible. And third thing I'm supposing is there is no any maximum limit in marks. Why I'm compelled to suppose this, you yourself will understand once this part of the solution which I am going to tell you now is crystal clear. Agreed, the solution is over. But for crystal clarity, I'm discussing all the situations related to it because I wanted to make the situation of worst case, how the word worst case is coming into play. Now let me see, can x2 be equal to 14 and also? Yes, it is also possible because if I take x2 equal to 49, this again will become 169. In that case, x3 minus 62 whole square equal to 12 marks. Obviously, both this and this are possible for some real values of x3, x4, x5, x6 and x7 when x1 and x2 are taken to be 49. Agreed. In this case, more than two students cannot get fail because if I take x3 49 or less, the value of this will be greater than equal to 169 and the equation would have become impossible. It means in case had you told the variance as 50, in that case maximum two students can get fail. Clearly more than two students cannot get fail. Yes, it is possible that one student can get fail in the situation. Suppose one student score 45 marks. In that case, that student would have failed and the situation would have become 45 minus 62, that is 17 square, that is 289, that is I would have got x2 minus 62 whole square, x3 minus 62 up to x7 minus 62 whole square equal to 61. Clearly in this case, x2 cannot be 49 or less because if x2 is 49 or less, the value of this will become greater than equal to 169 and the equation would have become impossible. Hence, it is possible that exactly one student has got failed. And for worst case, I was supposing 49 marks because I wanted to check maximum how many numbers out of x1, x2, x3 up to x7 can be made 49 or less. Because if I decrease the value of x1, the value of this goes on increasing, and as I go on decreasing the value of x1, a situation will come when the value of this will become greater than equal to this. That is why I had taken the maximum possible value of x1 and the student should be failing also in that case. And for clarity purpose, I would like to ask you this thing also, that is it possible for some student to get failed also and marks obtained by him is just 20 also? The answer to this question is no, it is not possible for some student to get failed in the situation when he has got 20 marks. Because if x1 is 20, I'll be getting 20 and here 484 will come and finally I'll be getting minus 134. Again, it will be impossible for any real value of x2, x3 up to x7. And if the question is that if some student has got failed, then minimum how many marks he would have got? Note that the word minimum. The minimum marks obtained by that student to get failed in this examination under this information. Note that presently I have supposed that the variance is 50. Minimum value of x1 should be such that it should remain less than 350. Once the value is such that it is more than 350, that situation will also become impossible under the given information.